Ignition. Liftoff.
What's up, guys? Happy Thursday night. Bree Mott here with the crew, Megan Connolly and Steve Coxon. We are excited. So far, we really only have two more, including this one to go. So one more after this. And this might be our busiest one yet. We have a huge lineup of guests, including Patrick Harris to come on from first for Upland Flats Racing. So a great owner in the steeplechase world, and followed quickly by Mel Boucher, who's one of the female jocks that we saw not last weekend, but the weekend before. She's recovering from a broken, not sternum. What is this? Collarbone. Mm-hmm. And she was racing over jumps. It's insane. So we've got those two, and then we've got a few jumps coming in later. So we'll talk about those next. But how are we doing tonight? Megan, how are you?
I am well. As you can tell from my background, I'm in a hotel room, and I am about 20 minutes from Percy Warner Racecourse, which is where we are running the Iroquois card on Saturday. So I'm super excited.
You are. And I got corrected. It's Patrick Lewis, not Patrick Harris. I actually know who Patrick Harris is now that I'm saying that out loud. But I will say, when I mess up names, we seem to remember them. Like Topic Changer, I will never forget that horse's name. So Patrick Lewis, I know that you're listening right now. I got you. I will not forget you from here on out, and nobody else will. So Steve, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks, Bree. Doing good.
Are you down there handicapping? I mean, you're ready to go. You're taking the notes.
I've got papers everywhere. I've got PPs. I am organized. I'm actually flying down to Nashville tomorrow for my first race meet since Gulfstream of December. So.
It's about time, is all I can say.
I'm excited, yes. Now, the rumor is I'm a massive jinx.
Uh-oh.
We won 16 races last year, and I didn't see one of them live. So this tomorrow.
Well, we can stick you in a porta potty, and then you won't actually see it live, and then that might break the jinx. So.
You might be at the porta potty with Leslie Young, who's being
who's going to be standing next to her.
Yeah. So and then if she wins hers, you're going to have to stay at that porta potty because she's not taking a chance after that.
Right.
Whatever it takes, Bree. Whatever it takes.
Yes. Well, we'll see. So we're going to talk about a horse that you own with Patrick. Is that correct?
Yes, we have. We've got 4 going down on Saturday. Patrick's actually got 5 down there. And yes, I'm actually in partnership with 2 of his horses.
Okay.
So
all right.
And Patrick's a Nashville boy, so we can't wait.
Oh, so he knows all the spots.
Oh, he knows the spots.
Okay. Well, I think that's quite an introduction to somebody that not only knows the spots, but has 5 runners at the Iroquois this Saturday. So let's bring them in. Patrick, how are you doing? Thanks for coming on.
Doing great. You guys hear me?
Yes,
we can. And you have a beautiful background. I feel like I need to up my game here.
More stuff, and I did think I wanted to feature. This is Freddie Flincher won the Queen's Cup trophy, so I figured.
Get that fancy.
Showing off.
Patrick, is that the trophy you were chewing at the airport when you missed your flight?
Yes. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
I love a good flex. I do. We've got some pictures of the horses we're going to talk about. I just showed Freddie Flincher here, and so we'll keep bringing up pictures as we go here. But is that one of your most prized horses that you have, especially if you're showing the trophy next to you? What's one of your favorite horses, past, present, anything?
Yeah, I mean, in jumping, it wouldn't be close. I mean, it would be him. Newton was my first winner, so he's got a special place in my heart. But Freddie, in terms of, he gave us our first win at Saratoga, as well as first stakes win 2 weeks ago. It's pretty hard to top that. No, he's such a genuine horse. He tries. He outperforms sort of. I mean, at this point, maybe he's not. He's performing at his talent level. But in the beginning, at least, we thought he was a nice horse, but we didn't think he was the type to go do what he did last season. He's still a maiden on the flat, so I've been whispering in Carrie's ear. Kentucky Downs is 45 minutes away from my house, so that $500,000 purse is there. So not for the maiden races, but they've got nice purses, so that would be pretty cool.
Well, and I was speaking with somebody last weekend about Kentucky Downs, and horses that win at Kentucky Downs sometimes don't win other places. So that might set him up perfectly for the win at Kentucky Downs if he hasn't gotten flat somewhere else.
Exactly. He's been up and down the hills. He'll know the ins and the outs of what it's like to be in a more European style horse. Yeah. And then I do want to do a shameless plug for flat horse that we won the 8 bells with last weekend, Red Carpet Ready.
I'm just going to mention her.
I am.
Of course, we want to do a plug of her.
I own with Bo Bromagin of Ashbrook Farm. So we've just had an incredible journey with her. So I went from winning the Queen's Cup and the Van Cleef in the same day, within 45 minutes of one another. And Queen's Cup, I ran around like a maniac. There was no camera on me. I wish there had been because Carrie and I were going nuts. To 6 days later at Churchill to win the 8 bells, and we beat Money's Gold, who ran 2 over 100 buyers leading up to that race, and it's a 4 thoroughgraph number, which was ridiculous. And so, and we beat her, and we went absolutely ham. Now we're
Which is it is caught on video, Patrick, on Twitter.
It was on Twitter, and at the end of it, Steve made fun of me because I put my hands on my head like this, and he was like, "Oh, he couldn't believe what he did." I was like, "No, I literally was screaming so loud that I thought I was about to pass out." So I was just get my baseline back to normal.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations on the success. I mean, you can see her right here in the front. She's a fantastic filly. It was a heck of a race.
And Bo Bromagin, who owns her with me, or I own him. I own her with him. Minority ownership on Freddie Fletcher, believe it or not, as well. So
I know Bo. I'm a good fan of Bo. He's great.
He is going to be here with bells on tomorrow, so he's coming down with a big dinner, and then we will all be out there on Saturday. So it's his first trip to the Iroquois.
So Patrick, when was it you called me? Was it last fall when you couldn't buy a winner? Oh
no, that would have been. Yeah,
I had to talk him off the ledge.
Middleburg.
And
Middleburg, we had not had a winner yet in the season. We had bought some point-to-pointers. We had bought some flat horses. Nothing was going right. And Old West Princess, who was a really nice point-to-pointer, who should make her debut later this year with Carrie, had a wind issue, which we didn't realize. And we found that out that day. She pulled up in the race at Middleburg, and I was just like, I was at a point where I'm ready to burn the whole thing down and just give up. And 7 days later was when Freddie bolted up in the Queen's Cup. And that's sort of.
And then since then, you've probably, I think I looked at in 2023, you've won 9.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been hard to keep up. Honestly, we've had just an insane amount of success across. We won flat races at Gulfstream with Red Carpet Ready, obviously, as well as Just a Care. It's really exciting grass filly. I'm knock on wood. I'm hoping we find out that hopefully she'll point to the soaring softly. That's a grade 3 at the moment. And then I've got a claiming operation up in New York with Jamie Begg, a nice young flat trainer. He's under Cassie for a long time. And then the jumps, 2 with Ricky, 2 wins with Ricky, 3 wins with Ricky. Yeah, and then the one with Barry. So we've got 4 at this point. Last year we had 1. So pretty big change.
I think you sold your soul, yeah, Patrick?
I don't know what happened. I mean, and today I'm like walking by I'm on the race committee for Iroquois, Steve mentioned, and I'm down there doing a couple interviews. We're kind of like cheers and getting ready. And someone's like, "Oh, Steve Beck's in there. Did you want to say hey to him?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to." And he's like, "Steve Beck, Patrick Lewis, who we meet." I explained, big fan. I go on Red Carpet Ready. I think you're about to do a great interview with Rusty. He said, "Rusty's on a flight. Can't make it. Do you want to sit in instead?" And so, like, out of nowhere, I sat down and did a 20-minute interview with him on Steve Beck's show today, which was a first, and really funny and engaging guy, and we had a great conversation. So unexpected.
Yeah.
I don't know.
From what I saw, they had quite a few people from steeplechasing on there, including the Clancy brothers.
Not supposed to be on the card, and I sort of need to slot in there or take anybody's spot. It ended up that way.
Oh, you got to own it. You got on there. You got to plan.
Standing outside waiting for someone to call him in.
No, that's how the past has been really the past this year, 2023, has just been just one sort of ridiculous thing after another of ups. Knock on wood, it keeps going. Obviously there's ups and downs in the sport, but we've had our good fair share of ups this year. It's been great.
Congratulations. It's exciting to see you guys doing so well.
I appreciate it.
Flat and jumps.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, Patrick? Jump racing or flat racing?
Well, my first meet was that I ever went to was actually Brooklyn Grounds, which is now Kentucky Downs. Back then, it was jumps and flats. I was sick, and my parents we'd go to the Iroquois every year. They're fox hunters. I did not get to go. It was an adults only experience until I was probably 10. So Iroquois means everything to me. It's probably my number one. So in terms of that would be to win a race here would be sort of the largest thing I could do at this point. I've very much enjoyed the process of flat, of going from yearlings. I've got yearlings now to 2-year-olds, and the breaking farms, and going to the sales and shopping and learning about conservation and the data, assigned with how you pick horses, as well as the physical side of it. That is to me incredible. I really enjoyed that. That's been fun to do. So I would say both. I'm going to do a cop out there and say flat and jumps.
That's a nice cop out. And tomorrow, Saturday. You've got 5 going on Saturday. Winning the Iroquois, would that be the biggest race of your life?
Winning the Iroquois I can't imagine a bigger experience than that, in partnership with Steve, as well as Del Rio, Gigi Lazenby, and whole crew. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, I'd be hard to top. To go from the Queen's Cup, Van Cleef, then the 8 Bells, and that back to back with friends and family all there. I don't know if it gets better than that. So yeah, I'm just hoping for a safe day and a good day. The heat looks like it's going to be pretty humid and hot, so I'm hoping we get a little bit of relief with rain and a cold front end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, maybe that's the tip that listeners need to know is you're on a straight heater. So we need to look at Ask Paddington in the Stable Duel app, who's only $3,000. So really a value pick here. And for a heater, that might not be a bad buy in there.
Been training well. Yeah, that'd be a great pick. Freddie will be really expensive, I'm sure. I think he was like $1,000.
Got him. Yeah, he is $9,800. So almost 2 horses worth. But those are sometimes the good ones you gotta put in your stable.
You're not getting a value there. But he has just done everything we've asked. He dominated that last race against really, really good horses, including Proven Innocent. I think Cool Jet, who are both back. They would be improved fitness wise, so we're gonna have to go and do it again. The novice.
So we were talking, Steve and I were talking about this today. If you're in the Stable Duel app, you're looking at the horse's lifetime starts, which includes their flat racing and their jump racing.
Oh.
So I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but for Freddie, is this reflective of his jumping lifetime, or is his jump lifetime much shorter in starts for seconds and thirds?
Yeah, much shorter. He only ran at Aiken and then Charlotte, and then Charlotte, Saratoga twice. So only four races last year.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So there. Yeah. So something to note. Looking at these, and you can buy PPs in Equibase or DRF if you really want to dive into those. But
he ran at Charleston the year before. So he's had 2/3, 2 wins in the second. So 5 total races.
That's crazy.
And Patrick, you have that nice maiden that Kerry. He's actually won 3 times.
3 times. I forgot about that.
Forget it.
It's fine. It's fine. He just gets winning. It's fine.
And you've got that. They've got their Moonshine Time.
Yeah.
Irish bred that Kerry brought over.
Yeah, Shalakov. He's got Sadler Wells in the page, which we're big fans of. And so, yeah, who knows? He's been training great. He was bought to be a really nice horse. Same source. The point-to-pointer markets where we've been buying a lot of these horses. Irish horses. Freddie Dreamer, who's in the same race, unfortunately. Look, he's doing great. He's kind of been, he's a little green, obviously. He's in front of it. You never know. And Nashville's a strange place where, horses can do that in their first time over. A lot of Irish horses have won here, so
Yeah.
be a cheap bet. I mean, a lot of people are on Geordie Dreamer. He just won that really nice point. Just has a little bit more experience. He's got Danny Mullins on him, so. But yeah, you take a look at. I got Tom Garner up. Obviously, won a lot of races the last 2 years, so you get to see him get a win.
We have Tom Garner in our waiting room, and next to him, he's getting pointed to for being the winner of those. So they're listening. So don't say anything you don't want him to hear.
If he wins on Saturday in the second race, I'm tackling him. Okay, so
Tuck and roll, Tom. Don't get hurt.
it'll be good.
I love it. Well, Steve, Megan, anything else for Patrick?
Well, yeah. Do you see the news that Flatterer's breaking here on the?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been texting actually with Graham and Bill Gallo just now, so it is confirmed. Graham said he is walking. He's not on a wheelchair, but he's 6 to 8 weeks from full recovery, and if he has a fall during that period of time, he could be paralyzed for the rest of his life. So smart that he is sitting out and letting his body mend. But the big question that looms large is who's going to ride Snap Decision? So Graham doesn't know. Bill hasn't responded. So I'm sure we'll find out. You know,
Make sure Danny Mullins doesn't know, because I don't want him to.
well,
Yeah. No.
you know, I mean, you've got Danny, but is he riding in the big race?
He is.
I
He's
don't-
on Patrick and my horse.
Yeah. But you know, Sean McDermott has had a lot of success riding for Jack and for Bruton Street, and he would be my first pick open in that race because he was top jock for Jack, and actually had his choice to ride Foot Patter or Snap Decision back a couple of years ago. Anyway, if I don't know, I mean, we'll find out, but he was the first name that came to my brain. He is riding Saturday. He's here already. He doesn't have a mount in the race, so time will tell. But it is unfortunate for Graham, but we wish him well, of course.
Yeah.
And, he's
I
doing the right
hear he's
thing.
okay.
He'll be back in time for Saratoga and Colonial, so that's good.
All right.
Patrick, you've got one more horse, Clarabelle.
Yeah,
Willies and Mares.
that's a little bit of a sort of like an homage to Jordan. Did this at least one of mine at a Call Me Back with since and claimed on the flat. Got a win on the flat with Kerry actually. And I'm sort of doing the same. Like he did that at his meet, and I'm kind of doing that here. So it's more just I really want to get in the winner's circle. So we did
Whatever it takes.
5 swings at it. So hopefully that one helps. But yeah, no, she's a nice one. We'll see what happens.
Well, so Patrick, we had some fun with this last time, so I think we'll just keep it going. Do you have a superstition or a couple superstitions that you bring to the racetrack with you?
Not really. I really don't. I do. I guess what I'll say is I've worn like a watch or like a tie when we walk. I just put it away. That's
It's done.
that's
Cut out of my life.
yeah. And so I've got one watch that I have worn for Freddie's Saratoga win, Reddy's wins, 8 bells, and so that's my special. I will wear that on Saturday. I don't know. I mean, it'd be my only. There's no like, nothing weird in terms of like putting all my change in one pocket or
Wearing your underwear inside out.
nothing like that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the watch is the lucky item for you this weekend. Good luck. I'm excited to see your horses run and maybe meet you. Megan, anything else?
I'm
Steve?
excited to meet you and potentially interview you in the winner's circle. So
Hopefully.
fingers crossed.
I'll be in the porta potty, so come and get me.
Like knock, knock, knock. Steve, you can come out now. Nice
All
to
right,
meet you.
Patrick.
I'll see you tomorrow, mate.
See y'all.
Good luck.
All right. Well, I mean, if you need winning energy, I think we just need to like rub his shoulder. He could be like the rabbit's foot. You know what I mean?
Incredible run he's on. It's incredible.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Well, we've got we don't have Mel yet, but we do have Tom Garner and it looks like Jamie Bargery here. What's up, guys? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hi, very good.
Don't look
Good.
too excited, fellas.
You guys dressed the same for the occasion. I like it.
And our shirts, realised that might as well have found each other to see what each other's wearing before.
There you go. Well, thanks for coming on. You both are riding at Iroquois this weekend at Nashville. Is that what you would consider the biggest day of the spring meet for jump racing? Awesome.
Someone turn the light off.
We back on?
Yeah, we see you.
There we go. Sorry, someone just.
No worries.
Yeah, of course, it's obviously the biggest day. It's our first grade one of the year. It's an unbelievable meet. The guys do a fantastic job down here, and yeah, we're raring for Saturday.
You have a runner that you are really, really excited, and I know this is you might have to do a politically correct answer here, but is there a runner or a couple of runners that you're really, really looking forward to riding? Any of them that you've ridden a bunch of times that you can say fun things about?
I think the only one I ride on Saturday that I've ridden before is Cool Jet. I ride him in the novice. Obviously, unfortunately, Graham's injured, so I rode him last time at Queen's Cup. But everything else is Wicked West, Adventurous Gent. I've ridden Adventurous Gent actually. Sorry, beg your pardon. I rode him last in a maiden, but just mainly for educational purposes. So this is the first time I'm hoping he runs a big race. But yeah, all of them I'm looking forward to getting on. And of course the grade one for Willie Dowling in Mortlach. But yeah, just excited for all of them really.
Yeah, tell us about, first of all, Wicked West. What have you sat on him and schooled him from the first race?
Yeah, I've sat in him quite a bit for Todd. I rode him in a point-to-point flat race.
Yeah.
Not over hurdles. He used to be ridden at home by a very good friend of mine, Sam Twiston Davis, and he told me a lot about him before he came over. He's not the easiest at home. Todd's done a great job of it. He's quite keen. He's quite revvy. But when I rode him last time at Loudon Point to Point, flat race, he was very professional, relaxed. I'm definitely looking forward to riding him. It's a competitive race.
Yeah.
But he's definitely got the form with Dr. Newland back in England that hopefully if he reproduces his old form, then we'll be competitive, you know.
Lasix for the first time will definitely help him. I'm sure that's why he's over.
Yeah.
So many of them come over. And then Moonshine Time for Patrick.
Yeah, again, I picked up the ride because Parker's injured. I've scored him home for Kerry, and I think the first time I sat on him, I scored him, and I smiled at Kerry, and I was like, I like this one. You can let me ride him, and Parker was the same way. He was looking forward to riding him as well, and it'd be nice to get one on the board for Patrick because we've been friends for quite a while, and he's a great guy and obviously a local owner. But like he is a lovely horse, and yeah, definitely excited for him.
I'm really curious to see Mortlach run. Tell us about him. What do you know about him since he's come over? Yeah,
Mortlach's a horse I purchased for Jill Johnson. A friend of mine came to me a while ago, said that he suits American racing, and we were sort of back for a while there, trying to get the deal across the line. And they wanted to get it. He won at Newbury, and then they thought they could pick up a really, really bad novice chase at Catchick, and he actually unseated the conditional. He's been running well in races. He's 10 lengths by Fabulous and Time Hill, which are very good horses, Nichols and Hobbsy. But yeah, he's been finishing not far away in those grade 2, grade 3 novice chases, and
yeah,
firm ground over here will be the making of him. And it'd be nice for Jill to have a nice horse, and the same with Willie Dowling.
Yeah,
hopefully he runs a big race. Big race in the grade 1, but I've been riding him out quite a bit at home, and I really like him.
He looks like a nice type on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, you've got quite a few good mounts tomorrow. Who's your top pick for the day, or do you have a couple that you're really keen on?
Unlike Tom, I'm quite lucky. I've ridden a lot of mine last time out, so I know them quite well. I'm quite looking for Diggle Pops in the first. He
looks good. He
won a Queen's Cup quite well. He'll definitely come on from the run because he was looking a bit chunky.
There he is. Look at him. White face.
He seems in great form at home, and he's pretty straightforward. So I'm really looking forward to him. Tom said it's a very great. I think he still has a bit of improving to do, hopefully.
Can I just say one?
Young horse. What were you going to say, Tom?
In the carnival over here, Jamie threatened to have £1,000. £1,000 me that Ziggle pops in. He's that confident.
I love it.
Nice.
That's his nap of the day.
And then proven innocent coming off Lasix. What's the story there? I mean, obviously they want to give him a try without it.
Yeah, he's obviously ran on it off it before up in Aqueduct, Saratoga, where he's won twice and every ran cracking races. He got a little hot after his race at Queen's Cup last day. He didn't have a prep run, so I wasn't overly hard on him. And it just during the Queen's Cup, the novice, it just got hot and the ground was.
Come back. Come back, Jamie, come back.
There we go. We got you.
Yeah, he got a little hot after the Queen's Cup, and he seems in 100% at home, and he's bucking and kicking.
Good.
Shouldn't be any problem at all. And he's obviously has a soft spot in my heart with the races he won for me last year and beating the.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. I mean, he was the champion novice horse last year, so he can only go up from there. But it's just an interesting tactic for Jack because you never see Jack take a horse off Lasix. I mean, I haven't, and I can't remember.
Yeah, I know, but he's off on it, so I don't think it'll make any difference.
Yeah. And then last City Dreamer in the big race. Little disappointed time out.
He made a mistake when they were quickening and somewhere you can't really afford to make mistakes when they're quickening down the hill. City's been a top horse for quite a few years since he's come over. He runs his race, so he's one I'm really looking forward to. And if he can go around and pick up a check, then that will be great.
He has definitely been a top horse. I mean, he's been running in the graded stakes races for the last couple of years for Jack and for River D. So it'll be fun to see him. Don't you guys think that the course at Foxfield is a good prep course for Iroquois because of the hill?
I've only ridden there one ride in the fall, so I wouldn't actually be able to comment on it. It was very heavy ground at the time.
Yeah, it was heavy in October.
Yeah.
Tom, any thoughts on that?
Really, I think it's quite a hard course because you obviously quicken down from the bottom of the hill. It's quite a far run all the way to the line, and you're on the up rise the whole way. So it definitely, personally, the best horses win there. So I think it'd definitely be a prep. There's a lot of good courses in the spring lead up.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's a course for a prep run, but it would be one ones you'd like to see a horse run well there before coming in.
I think the Scorpions Revenge will come back and run well Saturday based on that really close finish that he had there in the stake. And he has a winner at the course already at Percy Warner, which is also a key play too. So
yeah, he won the novice. Was it last year?
Yeah, he beat
the Green Pastures. Yeah,
he
in a really nice way too. And the other thing to note, Bree, is that the distance of all of these races on Saturday is further than they've been running this spring. So fitness is definitely going to be key. I don't think you've been to Iroquois, but there's a really long hill up the back.
Do they go up it or down it?
Well, they go up it as they're coming into the turn for the stretch. They obviously go down it on the front side. But yeah, it can be a heartbreaker anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I need to look at the ones that are like Tom said or Jamie said, second time back. They've got the fitness from a couple weekends to go, and that's who I'm putting my money on.
Ask Patton.
Ask Pat. Oh, there we go. We got the tip already down here.
Tom knows.
All right, Tom and Jamie. Well, thank you so much. So you got it.
I have a question for Tom though.
Go ahead.
Are City going to do the treble?
I'd hope so. We've got Everton this weekend. I think Jamie Neild, who was our next NSA steeple jockey, he'd be praying that they can beat us the weekend. But yeah, it'd be most impressive since United in '99. So yeah, fingers crossed.
And who does Jamie support again?
Jamie Neild supports.
Jamie Bargery.
Bargery supports Liverpool.
Must be very quiet over there.
You did the double over us, so I can't say a thing. And hey, did you check your fantasy league, boys?
So say that again.
Are you still checking the fantasy league, or did you give up on that?
Yeah. The World Cup knackered me. I lost rhythm, but I think I'm still beating you, Steve, aren't I?
I don't. Take a look, Tom. Take a look.
I'll
Have a big weekend.
It's like coming behind you.
All right, guys, really fast. Is there a superstition that you have as you prep for the races?
Yeah, I'm very
I am.
Yeah,
Give me one. You gotta.
my wife will kill me because she it annoys. I have a pair of boxers that are black and white. I make on oddballs. I have to wear them, and there's also a little band I wear, an orange and black band, which I had on my first ride, and the only time I didn't wear it from one of my first rides, I broke my collarbone, so I've worn it ever since. But I've worn it when I broke my collarbones in the past, but it was the first time I didn't wear it, so I have to wear that.
Yeah.
So when that snaps, I think that's the time to retire.
Okay, boxers and okay, I get it. What about you? You got to give me one.
I listen to the Irish national anthem before race.
Oh God, he doesn't. Just saying because he knows.
He sings it.
You sing it in Gaelic.
I love this so much. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. Good luck this weekend. Excited to watch you do your thing around the course at Iroquois. And take a look if you're playing Stable Duel this weekend for both of their names in the Stable Duel app. And, add them in there. They're going to do well. All right, guys, have a good one.
See you Saturday. Bye.
Well, speaking of another, yes,
Green?
It is better. Thank you.
Air conditioning fan blowing like right here, super loud.
So fun fact, I used to have a boss that I won't name that I used to have to call ahead for hotels to find out what type of AC units they had because some would make drier air than others. So I am in the know of Hilton's for that reason. But moving on, let's bring on another jockey. She is riding at Willowdale this weekend. She is strong AF. She was riding after she broke her collarbone and doing well. Let's bring in Mel Boucher. Mel, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for coming on. How's the collarbone? Because the last time we spoke, you got a little jerk over a jump, so it was just a little tender. How are we back 100?
Yeah, it's much better now. I'm back in the groove of things, back riding out every morning and schooling as normal. So I'm feeling pretty good. Probably like 95% there.
I'll take 95.
95 is pretty good.
Yes, 95 is very good. Very good. How many runners do you have on Saturday?
I have 3 right now. Yeah, 3.
3. And we were talking, so in the first race, according to the PPs, you're actually on 2 horses. Do you know which one? And if it's still quiet, we don't have to know. But if you want to tell the masses now, it's fine.
I would say it is probably Carrie's I will ride. I will probably ride Baltimore Kid.
Okay.
My mother wasn't sure whether she was going to run ours or not, so I committed to ride.
Well, that's great. Well, good luck. Excited to watch you go. Is there any horse in particular that you've had a couple rides in or you've been working in the mornings that you're really excited to take around the course on Willowdale?
Say undercover Rowdy because Steve is on.
Rowdy, I do pictures. No, I'm excited to ride New Appointment back again. I rode her at Foxfield.
Wrong answer.
First. So
yeah,
I am excited to ride. We seem to get along pretty well, and she was a good third at Foxfield, so I'm excited to ride.
Now, what is it like since you're talking about a mare here? Do you find a difference in riding mares over geldings through any of the races? Do you get along? Because I know I'm not going to lie, I hate mares. I do not ride them. I'm not interested. I have too much of a bullish opinion myself. It just doesn't work. Do you have a preference of either?
I don't really think I do. I mean, my parents, we tend to not really have as many gelding. I would probably say like I would be a gelding person over a mare person, but I don't know. I mean, I think it really just depends on the horse and how you get along.
Okay. Give me some fun thing about New Appointment, something that you like about her.
Well, I really like her. She's kind of she can dwell a little bit at the start, so it's always nice when I can like just get on her and I'm like, oh, just be good, you're okay, girl, it'll be fine. And I just kind of hope I can like get on her and give her that little bit of sense of peace that it's all fine and that we're gonna have a good time together, you know.
That's awesome.
Well, I have a question for you. Obviously, you're really making a big go at this. You had the time off about a month because you did break your collarbone, but now you're riding back with a vengeance. So there's several horses on the overnight that are open. Would you be like in the morning calling or trying to go around in school? I know you just got up to Unionville minutes ago, but is it your goal to kind of be your own agent and reach out and try to pick up mounts for the day, or are you just set on? Yeah. Okay. Talk me through that.
To text, call. I'd be an amateur. You have the advantage of saying, "Well, I have 7 pounds off." It is really good actually because you know my parents and like I get to talk to my mom and my dad and they kind of like we look. This one could really use the 7 pounds off. Like next, like we almost could look at the results from the race meet before and say, well, there's a race coming up. Maybe you should call this trainer up and say, oh, I think your horse was really good in this race with 7 pounds off. So it's almost like you are playing your own agent like you would as like a flat track agent would. It's more just actually really paying attention. Like even when I don't ride, me and my dad tend to watch all the replays together of all the horses, of everyone, and say like, oh, well, so-and-so did a really good job here. Like so-and-so could have done something a little different here. Like, and it's the same thing with me. Like I constantly watch the replays over and over, like just trying to get better and excel every time I get on a horse.
So fun fact, Bree and Steve, both of Mel's parents rode over jumps. Her dad a lot and on the flat. Her mom
Saturday. So
say that again.
I'll probably ride against him on Saturday at Willowdale.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
wow.
He came up in a house of racing, but steeplechase primarily. So she's got 2 really good mentors that have helped her guide her path forward and learn. And that's really helpful. Mel,
so Mel,
go ahead.
You're riding undercover rowdy against your mom who's training in the race and your dad who's riding them. How's that going to go down when Rowdy wins?
I don't know. I mean, I think they'll be happy for me. I'll be a little sad. I actually like the horse that he's riding, but he hasn't shown much in his last 2 starts, so I do have to pick where I think will help my career a little bit and go one that I think will run better, most likely. Which I know my mom's listening to this right now.
Yeah, he texted me before and said, "How can I watch?" So
I mean, decisions that have to be made a little bit where you gotta get to the age where you have to think about like, well, is this like a career I really want, or am I gonna do this? You gotta come up with the ones that you're gonna run well.
Have you been on Rowdy before, Mel?
I've not. This will be the first time actually I've ridden him, and the first time I will ride Kid in the amateur new appointment. I rode her last time in Fox.
Yeah, he ran well in his debut. He was beating a nose, and then last time out, so something didn't suit him. I don't know whether they went too fast or whatever. So I'll give you a text later. I'll give you some riding tips.
I watched
there you go.
a lot of replays last night. So
Oh, you saw that? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did have a night of racing.
So let's talk about how you prep for the races. Is there particular workouts? Are you watching the replays? Are you riding as much of the horses that you can, that you're going to be riding the race? Like, what is some of the prep that you do for a race weekend?
Well, I just drove up to Unionville as of like, I was in South Carolina, so I had a nice 10-hour drive before this. That was my prequel to this.
That was your, yes.
Spend all day unpacking tomorrow. That's my plan. But I mean, normally it's kind of a normal day. I mean, I guess when my parents have horses running, I normally help them pack, and I'll probably like help with the horses in the morning before the races. I'll help jog horses for the vet and that kind of stuff, and help out. But I wouldn't say I have a particular thing. I'll watch the replays. I like to look at the results. I like to look at the. But yeah.
I like it. All right.
Well, wishing you the best of luck, Mel. I'm sorry you're not here at Iroquois to see your Irish friend, but
I know I'm very sad not to be at Iroquois. I did go to Iroquois last year, so I did get to experience once already at least.
Well, there will be a year when maybe you're riding here, not in the too distant future. So
But maybe not.
Well, we will be watching in the Stable Duel app now. Everybody's got to answer. Do you have a superstition before the races?
I actually really don't. I used to be really when I first started riding races, I used to be really freaked out my dad wasn't there because like he would always, like stuff, and I've gotten pretty good about it now because I can't be there all the time. But it used to really freak me out my dad wasn't there. Like actually when I first started riding races, my dad always walked the course with me. And actually if he's there, he'll always walk the course with me at Foxfield. That was probably the fourth time riding a Fox. He'll walk the course with me. So if he's there, that's kind of how it's pre-race ritual. But if he's not, I do tend to try to find like another senior jockey to walk the course with. Even if I've already ridden it, just get more pointers. It's always good to play.
That's great.
smart.
Well, hopefully we'll see you and your dad do like an elbow bump or a high five before the race, before your start together.
Talk to each other for each other. Only every once in a while. We'll like, hey.
All right. Well, good luck this weekend. Thank you so much for popping on, Mel. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having
Good
me.
luck.
Right.
Bye, Mel.
Good
Take
luck.
care.
Bye now.
All right.
2 more guests to go.
We've got one more guest.
One more.
We've got Todd McKenna on deck here. Let's bring him in. He's been here for a while, so,
I know.
so
Well,
you're prepped and ready.
I told him 7:30, so thank you for your patience, Todd. You're on mute, by the way. You got to unmute.
There you go.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, 6:30 or 7:30. It's 6:30 Nashville time or 6:40.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, 6:30 Nashville time. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
you're looking like you're at the beach. Very casual.
I'm sitting here with my jockey Harrison Beswick.
Hey.
Yeah.
Guitar.
We're enjoying the sights out here of downtown Nashville. We're just getting ready to explore and have a little bit more fun, sightseeing.
Yeah, lots of sights to see in downtown Nashville. Are you guys Airbnb and being it?
We are. We got really lucky. We found this cool spot. Look at this kitchen. I mean,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
What time's dinner?
Well, as everybody gets their act together. But we're going to head downtown. Yeah, it's an Airbnb. Skylar found it online, and it works out to be a much better bargain than getting hotel room.
Absolutely.
It's like for everyone that I have coming, it's $100 a night.
Yeah.
And it's 4 stories. It's a rooftop. It overlooks the skyline of the city, and it's halfway between the race course and downtown. So it works out good.
So if Noah wins the big race Saturday, then the party's there on the rooftop, right?
No doubt.
You're darn straight it is.
Tell us about Noah. How's he coming into the race? What have you been doing to get him ready for this massive run on Saturday?
Nothing out of the ordinary, just the same old, training, finding different gallops. We have a good couple of good grass gallops that we use at home. And then there's also a synthetic track that we use if the ground gets really firm, like it was in early April. So I didn't take him fox hunting this past season, but because I was bringing some others along, just ticking along. Harry, when he's in town, when he's not in England, he takes over riding the horse. But otherwise, he's trained great. We put him on the same program we had leading up to Aqueduct with a long layoff. So
yeah. And do you think he'll like the 3 miles? I mean, obviously you entered him. Are you confident that he's going to get the distance?
Oh, I think he'll love the 3 miles. One of the reasons I bought the horse was because he won a handful of races in England, and every race that he won from out of the clouds. So the distance doesn't worry me at all. No.
Who scares you most in the field?
Well, you'd have to say Snap Decision, who had a nice, you could tell he's back to his prior form. So yeah, I mean, Snap Decision would be a pretty good pick. I think it's always hard to come over, for the imports that land within a week or two to run. It's pretty taxing. So yeah, I mean, I'd have to say, Snap
But
Decision. Yeah.
you have Snap Decision's number, Todd, don't you?
Well, yes, but that was also, you could tell he was sort of falling off form.
Yeah.
So a fresher Snap Decision, perhaps not. I don't know. I'm just hoping for a good race for everybody to have a safe trip and for it to be competitive and, us to have a shot to bring it home.
100%.
Yeah. And then depending on how he runs Saturday, where are you thinking of campaigning him? Will you have the summer off and you'll come back in the fall and try to go to Grand National again, or will you run him at the racetrack meets?
Yeah, we'll work backwards from, Far Hills being the Holy Grail, Aqueduct, but also one or if not two runs in Saratoga, if possible. Yeah. So
those tighter turns and faster races will suit him.
Yes.
I mean, clearly he ran well at Aqueduct that day. He blew the doors off.
Yeah.
But he also got in pretty light too. He won't get away with that.
Oh yeah, he did. But Far Hills, he wasn't in that light, so he probably didn't like the softer ground at Far Hills. But we're not going to be too picky about whether it's a flat track or a hunt meet course. He's just a really nice horse. I mean, he does everything we ask him to do at home, and when I do have the opportunity to ride him, he feels amazing. Like he's the most balanced horse I've ever sat on, and I've sat on a couple good horses. So yeah, he's a really cool horse. So I don't know if you'd put one particular course as to his advantage or not. I mean, his run at Aqueduct would say that flat track is pretty useful for him. So
and the turn of foot obviously is helpful when he comes from out of it to have a fairly fast pace up on the front. Firm ground, does he need it? Because we're supposed to have rain tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah, trust me, I've been following the forecast for over a week now, and it every day said 80% chance of rain. It was supposed to rain, I think, a half an inch by this point in the week already, but it hasn't. So I would say firm ground, is probably to his advantage, only because Far Hills was on the softer side. So, did he fire as well as he did at Aqueduct at Far Hills? No. And was it the ground? Did he, was it harder for him to handle? I don't know. I mean, I think these are things we learn over time with horses, and I haven't put him to the test on really soft ground. So, the forecast is what it is. I mean, if it rains an inch and a half between now and Saturday, it rains an inch and a half between now and Saturday. What are you going to do?
Right.
I would take it the way it is right now. That course is beautiful. It's like a carpet. You could lay down on it and take a nap. It's beautiful.
It is stunning.
You don't even need the Airbnb. Listen to this.
Right?
No, you need the Airbnb. Trust me. Look at this place.
Well, so we've got a question. So from Horse, Hound, and Hunt, great racing this past weekend, Todd. Congratulations on Mystic Strike. Can Harry really play the guitar, or is he just winging it?
I was going to ask. It was the song, Harrison.
We're going to do this now. Are we going to do the Ballad of Todd McKenna now?
I don't think we have the time for the Ballad of Todd McKenna, but
Ballad of Todd McKenna. Oh my gosh, I'd love to hear that.
Iroquois, I will go on live feed and sing the Ballad of Todd McKenna
from the rooftop there.
It goes back to last season. He lost the bet, and he had to write a song and sing it. So.
That's funny. I want to hear that. One other question. Darn, I totally lost my train of thought now about Noah and the Ark. Oh, I was just going to say that the first time he ran and won here, he was explosive. Like he came out of nowhere and blew the doors off down in Camden, and that was super impressive. So he's been fun to keep up with. I'm glad that Horse and Hound, is that who made the comments, brought up Mystic Strike? Because I mean, can we just talk one more time about how impressive he was in the Virginia Gold Cup last Saturday, and how is he doing now since, and has it set in that you still have this amazing animal in your care and that he's still running at the top of his division? Look at that beast.
Oh, he is some animal. I mean, I think what's been most special about all this is that the people that have reached out he's been around, obviously.
Yeah.
Since it's been a while. So, and you tend, I guess, if you've had that many runs, you tend to develop a following, not necessarily following, but people that are very familiar. So when they saw those two horses turn for home, Andy Amu, who also has a huge following, and Mystic Strike, it was like, oh my gosh, here we are. The moment we've been waiting for. And that race call, by the way, unbelievable. I mean, it was just a really fun, educational race call. He's like, we've got a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old. The 13-year-old has won it, 2 times. And it was great. He's some animal. I mean, age is just a number for him. He doesn't know. He's doing well. He loves it. Where we go from here, I have no idea. But
he'll tell you when he's ready, right? All right, pass the phone quickly to Harry. Let's get some pictures of him on who his horses are Saturday.
Hello.
Hi, Harry.
Hi.
So tell us about who you ride on Saturday besides Noah. Who do you like?
Noah. So I've got in the handicap, I ride Fighting Irish Tabit for
Ricky
Daniel D'Onofrio and Ricky Hendricks. He's coming off the back of a win down in Camden. He's off a career high mark, so he will have to bring his A game. But I think the track will play to his strengths. He seems to be an out-and-out stayer, so I'd love to be riding him over the 2.5 on Saturday. And then I ride an import of Gordon Elliott's in the maiden that's been pretty impressive without winning in Ireland, and he came over last week.
I was going to ask you about him. So he's at Ricky's barn, right?
So he's with Ricky. Yeah, he's at his barn now. So we schooled him last week. He jumps very well. He's obviously been, in the Gordon Elliott school, so he's well able to jump. So he's quite an interesting import. And then obviously Noah in the big one, and then finally Chosen Mate again for Ricky and our Martha Stables in the Timber. He's coming off 2 wins on the bounce this season. He won at Cheshire earlier in the season and Grand National. So 4 exciting rides. I'm looking forward to all of them. So
what's your nap of the day, Noah? Tough question. I know I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm not super. No, I honestly, I think we've got him in fantastic form. He feels as well as he ever has. It's a good race, but he's proven himself last year, and I'd be very confident when they're in the arc.
And everybody at home, surely watching. Your family, Beswick brothers.
Sadly they can't get over. My cousin's playing hockey in Gibraltar, which doesn't really seem like much fun. He's got a big following back home. Obviously, like he had quite an astute career there as a novice, and a lot of fans, and then to sort of come here and develop into the horse that he has. He really is a horse of a lifetime, and just a privilege to be associated with him. And win, lose or draw, he's a very special horse.
So you're coming into Saturday as the leading jockey. Do you feel any pressure to maintain that, or are you just focused on one race at a time, or like does it give you the jitters?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't really want to be in. I mean, I've made a bit of a thought process, and that I am going to really go for the title this season. I've just been fortunate enough to be in the position to do it, and getting a great deal of support from all connections. I don't want to do it again. The anxiety is just ridiculous. I like just going to the races and you take each day as it comes, and I try and remain like that, but you are always in the back of your head just thinking like, I need one more, and this has to win, that has to win. But Saturday, when you get there, you are just thinking about the day at hand. And I got 4 nice rides, looking forward to them. And we'll see what we can do.
The Irish boys are coming, Harry.
The Irish boys are coming. Yeah, well, they can come.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, no, it'll make for a good race. Obviously, Willie's horse is, no.
He's no Galvin de Champ.
I don't know. He's not a Galvin de Champ, but he certainly deserves a bit of respect for his run at Cheltenham there back in March.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't get off Noah for anything. So.
All right, Bree's going to ask you her standard question before we let you go.
Answer. What do you have a superstition or a few before you ride the races? What would be a superstition that you got? Something that you do? Nothing?
Well, I don't really have any superstitions. I mean, I'm trying to quit smoking now, but I used to love going and walk the track, have a cup of coffee and a smoke around the track. Not very superstitious. That's just a bad habit. But no, not really.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I try not to get too superstitious about things.
I like that. That's all right. It's a fair answer.
Yeah.
What about Todd? Is Todd still next to you? Does he have any superstitions?
Todd's got. Honestly, if you just start trying to get into that man's brain, you'll blow your own brain. I don't have a clue. He's probably got a billion different superstitions. Play the music as loud as you can. Have a keg full of beer. Yeah, he's probably got a few superstitions, but I leave them to him. Whatever they are, they seem to work, and they certainly worked last weekend. So.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll work this Saturday for you. Good luck, and we're really excited to watch all the runners, but of course Noah for sure.
Yeah,
the big one.
Thank you very much. No, it's a big weekend. We're all very, very excited and happy to be here.
Anything else? No? All right. Thanks, Harry, so much. Good luck. We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
Wow. I mean, I'm a little starstruck. That was quite a lineup of guests here.
Yeah. Big weekend.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know we hit the 8. We're actually 1 minute over. Is there anything else that you want to say to anybody listening?
I would just remind everybody that there are going to be rider changes. So stay tuned to your Stable Duel app, because Graham Waters isn't riding Saturday. And so we don't know who's going to be on his horses. And then Willowdale, there were several horses on the overnight that don't have jockeys' names. So if you're playing with jockeys, particularly for your Stable Duel, just pay attention. Bree will be updating everything as always.
Yep. I was going to say, if you want to cover your bases, follow USA Steeplechase, follow Megan on Twitter as well, and Jump with NSA. Those will be your best up-to-date updates for the steeplechase races. Stable Duel will try to keep up as well, but follow them all. I mean, they're fun to follow. Megan will be there commentating on the day, looking beautiful, doing the interviews, the winner circles. Steve will be there, hopefully chucking it up as his horses get into the winner circles himself.
100%. Megan, you got your interview ready for me?
We'll have to see which horse brings you into the winner circle, my friend.
Oh, we've got some horses. I
know. We got to see which one gets to the post first.
The fact that I'm 0 for 2023 means nothing. It all ends on Saturday.
Just throw all that up, Steve.
Don't
bring all that bad superstition in. You'll be fine. Yeah. You're not the bad juju. Don't worry.
You're not early speed. You're a late closer.
I'm a late closer. Very, very late.
You're like Noah in the Ark. You're going to come.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly.
Come from the clouds. Yeah.
Oh, I've got something. Bree,
What's that?
you believe that you and myself gave out the Derby winner?
We did. Megan gave me probably more credit than credit is due, but yes, I hit a trifecta, and I may or may not have been a little overly excited.
Was that before or after the hot dog?
Well, I don't understand why the hot dog is such a big deal. Well, okay, wait, hold on. The hot dog is a big deal because apparently it is a very polar thing of what you put on hot dogs.
100%.
But the hot dog itself on Derby Day, I didn't think was such a big deal. Like, we were literally in a suite and it was, round 4 of food that is just supposed to keep in people's stomach. Thank goodness, so that you can keep up. It wasn't as if I ordered a hot dog from Jeff Ruby's.
It just wasn't very glamorous, Bree.
No, of course it wasn't, but it had everything it needed on there for me. Just the ketchup, a bun, and betting tickets that won. And I mean,
$500 trifecta. What can you say?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not mad about it. People can get mad about it. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, nor should you be. So I get to see both of you this weekend. It's going to be crazy. We should be posting those photos too on social media. But Bree, I'll definitely see you in the morning.
Yep.
Steve, I'll see you Saturday at the course.
Saturday, yes. 100%.
Hopefully I'll be seeing the workouts Friday morning, so I'll try to keep a lookout for your horses and post videos on my own Twitter, on Stable Duels as well, both Friday and Saturday. It's going to be an awesome weekend of jump racing. I'm bummed that I won't be at Willowdale. See Mel and everyone else running there, but at least I'll be at Iroquois.
Yeah, so Rosella and Harper will be at Willowdale, so I'm sure they're going to be posting results from up there for us, so that'll be good.
Perfect. All right.
Looking
Well,
forward
happy
to it.
Thursday. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Tune in out.
Bye.